guys, welcome back to Staring at This Face while I'll talk to you. Yay! Let's jump right into it. What are options for education when it comes to our kids? It's been pretty crazy. Here in California, you have four options that I know of. Maybe someone else knows some other things. I don't know. But option one, stick with your current school choice. Say you're in public school in spring, and of course, they jumped and tried to transform it into a distance learning curriculum, and it may have started rough. So I heard some people have good experience with it. For me, I don't think that it would work for my family or a lot of other people's families, and maybe because they don't know the other options. But if you feel confident in your school and you want to do that and you want to continue it, go for it. So that's option one. Option two, just to let you know, you can't do option two because that governor of ours, he froze all the school funds. Governor Newsom, thank you. No. I'll explain it anyway because I am in option two. I have been with a public charter school, which is pretty awesome. Like, I love our homeschool teacher. Shout out, yay, Michelle. But we have been with the public charter school, Inspire, and with that they give you school funds. The funds that your student is given for education by the government. When you're in a public school, you have to follow the regulations, not so much like the curriculum. You have to follow like the attendance and making sure they meet certain standards, but not so much to the T. You have to keep the attendance, yes, and you do have to meet with a teacher. I think it's like every 2 months or every month or something like that, and that's not that bad. You do turn in work samples, but it's still not that bad. Like, they can draw a heart. They can draw like 5 hearts and then put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and be like, boom, work sample. Or they can paint. It's just basically just to show that you are continually learning and you are, providing an education and that they're progressing, and that's what you want for your child anyway. So I like it because it makes me accountable for myself. Because sometimes, yes, I can get off track. Not saying like, oh, I'm not going to teach my kids, but with the world and the environment, there's so much stuff going on, and me being a single parent, but me being a single parent, I had no one else to lean on and no one else to make sure, getting that push. So I like it. I like that aspect. So that is option two, transfer to a public charter school. But unfortunately, you can't do that one. So that one's out. Option three, enroll in a already standing private school. This option is pretty cool. It's just like option two, where you get to choose your school environment based on what you believe is right for your kid. That is awesome. I'm all for that. Unfortunately, you do have to pay a little pretty penny for that option. Private schools can get costly. Kaden and Bella had the option of going to a private school, and they actually got a scholarship, which was pretty great. And it was only going to end up coming out at like $200, but then you got to add up to your uniforms, you got to add to the fundraisers, you got to add lunches and all this stuff. So it wasn't right for us. They do, however, go to a private school in the summer. They offer private summer school, and I freaking love it. That's why I'm like, so that gives them the chance to have a whole different environment, and they get to experience that school aspect, but a controlled environment, which is awesome. Boom, I love it. Christian Pines, San Pedro, California. Lomita, California. I love it. So yes, that is the option. If you can afford it, go for it. If they offer scholarships and you still can afford it, go for it. So with that being said, excuse me. Just let you know, I recorded this like 5 times since, so I'm getting tired of recording it. Anyway, option 4 is, I feel, the best option, especially for this time of day, this pandemic going on. This is the best option. Option 4, which is file a private school academic. affidavit. PSA. PSA. What is a PSA? A PSA is awesome. Like, awesome. If I was in a public charter school, I would do the PSA. Even then, I still would do the PSA. With the PSA, you are basically saying your household boop, boop, is a private school. You are going to be teaching your kids. Of course, in private schools, you do not have to have a teacher credential. You do not have to go to college to be a educator in private schools. And I believe that's like the best thing, because just because you went to college, just because you got your little teacher credential, does not mean you are an individual that should be teaching kids. And everyone knows this, because there's some people out there that's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You definitely should be fired. Like, you should not be teaching kids, but it happens. So anyone can be a teacher, and that's why I say private schools are awesome. Charter schools are awesome. So if you feel like your current situation isn't working, you feel like you can't afford private school, your best option is to file a PSA and take it upon yourself to give your child what they deserve and what they need. So all you have to do is go online. I'll have the link in the description. Go online and file a PSA between October 1st and October 15th. And that is for the school year 2020 and 2021. And so every year, of course, you have to refile it to make sure you're current. And all you have to do is, 1, withdraw your kid from their current school. 2, file the PSA. And 3, keep attendance. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do on paper. Of course, you got to provide your kids education and make sure they're always moving forward in life and, taking in information. Now, you do not, I repeat, you do not have to follow the basic school structure. You don't have to do Monday through Friday. Even with the public charter school, you don't have to do Monday through Friday. You can do anything you want as long as your kids are getting an education. You don't have to have their curriculum. You don't have to do Common Core. You don't have to do books and paper. You can have them right on a wall, for goodness sakes. Like, you can do anything as long as you're providing an education, which is awesome because kids learn different ways. Now, yes, there are different options of curriculum. That's a whole nother video. I might do it right now. I might do it next week. I don't know. I know I should do it. Those are your options. PSA is definitely the best one because you have to make sure it fits your family. And if the one that the schools are providing, if it doesn't fit your family and what you need for your kids and your work schedules, you can't do it. You'll stress yourself out. So when you're deciding and trying to pick what option is best for your family, I really hope you consider these things. I wrote them down. So, 1, your family, your morals, and your values. What are those? Try to get those together and see which one aligns with that. Okay? Me, I feel like family is the most important thing. Being around your family and your family environment is important. Okay? Not only that, I feel that learning about business, making sure my kids are independent, making sure they know the basic life skills. Make sure, like, they need to know basic life skills at an early age, right now. Not, when they get older, they need to learn how to do laundry. No, my kids already, how are they? 7 and 5. They know laundry. They know how to cook, because my goal is to make sure that they are able to survive without me. So what if I die tomorrow? Can they survive right now? I know, yes, they're still young. Somebody has to, provide them with money. But at the end of the day, I want them to be able to survive without me. That is my number one goal. Okay? And of course, to be happy. Are you happy with the choice you chose for your kids? Okay? Are you actually happy? So, family, moral values. What is important to you and your child? Number 2 to consider is your work. Are you working? Do you have to work? What is your work schedule? Does the option that you choose fit your work life? Now, because when you're homeschooling, you don't have a schedule, okay? You don't have, no, let me take that back. Your homeschooling life is not separate from your everyday life. You want it to coexist. You want it, what people say, to flow. So that is important. Have your work schedule first and have your homeschooling flow into your everyday life. If it doesn't happen, then that option is not work for you. You can't work around your kids' life. Your kids and your life, boop, coexist. Yes. And another thing to consider is, how old are your kids? If need be, are your kids able to be independent? Are your kids able to work independently? So, if you're working at home and you need them to, like, hey, chill out, do some work, go work, do your schoolwork, are you able to do that? Or do you need them to be in childcare? So that another thing to consider. Do you need childcare? Do you have support, a husband, a mom, or auntie to actually help you watch them if you do have to go to work? Or say if you do work at night, or if you work in the morning, are you able to do schoolwork at night? Are you able to do schoolwork in the morning? Can you do it on the weekends? What is your life like? What is the things that you have to do right now, no matter what? What are those things? And does your school option fit within that? Okay? Because that is important. You cannot do anything if you do not provide for your family. So, with that being said, those are your options. You get to make the right choice. I want you to remember, you are your parent. You are your child's parent. No one else can tell you what's best for your child. So, when you think about all this, I want you to have a clear mind. Try to get all those opinions and doctors and teachers' thoughts and views out of your head, and say, what is right for my child? You got this. You can do it. If you need help, comment and put a question. I'll try to answer it the best I can. You know, I'm not perfect. I don't really know. This is my 4th year, and I'm just now finally getting it together. And it's still not together. I promise you, it's not. But you ask my kids, they be like, "Mom, you need to get it together." I'm like, "Hey." But yeah. Like the button, thumbs up it, subscribe. Yep.